3-point game. Iowa State with 9 seconds to work with as a timeout, down 3. Weeben looking for help to Medders. Medders with 5 seconds. Medders fires. Medders with a 3. 1.7 to go. Hardy from midcourt. And we've got overtime. Only fitting for these two. My goodness, and there's her mother in the stands going, guess the season's not over yet.
I love it that Bill Finley did not call a timeout. Every day in practice, they practice end-of-game situations. Look at the clock. She comes around the screen, hits it. What a huge shot. Weeben gets it, gives it up, and then watch. This is all Medders here. She gets the ball screen, comes around, gets squared up, falling to her side, nails the jumper. We said we saw a couple of things that we'd never seen. Medders fumbling the basketball. When she had the chance to redeem herself, she was able to come through in a huge way and hit that 3-pointer.
You know, and on the inbounds, Ford, she knew. She didn't leave Medders. It was a heck of a pass for Weeben even get the ball to Medders. And then Medders just saying, all right, I'm going to get me one here. Yeah, her mom saying, that's my baby. Goes to every Iowa State game, home or road. And what a finish we're in store for here as we go to the overtime, 70-70, and they put 5 more minutes on the board.
Well, I've gone to a lot of Iowa State practices over the years, and Bill Finley will put up 3 seconds on the clock and 6 seconds on the clock, and he runs those plays over and over so that his team has those end-of-game situations. They have the clock in their head. They know what they're going to do. And Weeben knew exactly who she needed to get the basketball to, and then she came and set the screen.
Well executed. And you see Bill Finley over there saying, get back, and then Hardy for the launch.
It wouldn't have surprised you if that would have gone in either.
No, not at all. So the Huskers and the Cyclones, the Big 12 North rivals, I guess just fitting. Split the regular season. We showed you that season series score. And then now we go to overtime.
This is what it's all about, Bill. Gotta have the seniors stepping up, making big plays. This is what the Big 12, we look forward to the tournament all year long. Great players on both these teams. Excellent coaching. Great adjustments at halftime. We just saw a terrific second half. We get a little extra basketball.
And the jump ball to start the extra session. Iowa State and Nebraska knotted at 70, and Ross hovers over the possession of the ball. And Medders brings it out here.
Nobody on the floor has 4 fouls. Quite a few with 3.
Each team given another timeout for the overtime, by the way. Weeben inside. Out of bounds. Last touch by Nebraska, or Iowa State. It'll be Nebraska ball.
Iowa State's been double teaming the post all game long. That time Nebraska brought the double team on Weeben.
Here comes Ashley Ford with it. Vera Hardy. And Page now. Inside. Spirich. Saved by Medders.
Tried to post up Spirich on Lacey inside and got a pretty good look. Just couldn't convert.
Weeben double team. Kicks it back out. Run of dip. Can't hit the 3. Hardy. Spirich. Lacey on her. Now to Ford. They look right back into Griffin. Griffin found a wide open Danielle Page.
Well, Griffin's had that pass over to Page a couple of times, and that time she turned around, she felt the double, looked back over her shoulder and saw Page wide open. What a pass to get it to her.
Page now with 14. Medders the other regains the lead. 73-72.
Medders has ice water in her veins. Hit that three to put it into overtime. Comes back and just buries another.
Mardy wants to get into the act, can't convert. Ross brings it down. Medders with 23 now, and the Cyclones by 1.
And get another ball screen up here from Wieben. Wieben slipped it. They got her on the block. 1-on-1 right there.
Against Page and scores. Iowa State feeling a little surge right now, but just a 3-point lead. Kicks it off. Griffin blocks. Wieben got a piece of it. The loose one comes off. Here comes Medders. Pushing it again. Back into Wieben. Runady kicks it right back in as she tries to repost. And now Medders with 18 on the shot clock. 2:24 in the overtime. And a foul called on Ford.
Got to be so concerned about Lyndsey Medders' ability to pull up and hit the three-point shot, and then she can just shift it into another gear and drive to the basket, either to try to score or pass off to her teammates. She's such a difficult player to defend.
And Medders hits the free throw. And Iowa State with a 76-72 lead, and Medders now with 24 points, and that has matched her season high. Had it against Cal State Fullerton back in first part of the season, back in November. The career high, 32 against Drake a couple years ago. 77-72. Cyclones probably in disbelief that they actually have more than a one-possession lead.
Into a 2-3 zone now.
They don't want to foul.
And both Hardy and Griffin on the bench for Nebraska.
Danielle Page, I'll tell you what, she has certainly answered today, as Page averages 6 points, 5 rebounds a game. 6 double-figure games on the year coming in here today. And Page now with 16 points and 8 rebounds. Wieben the other way, got it deep but couldn't finish. And the Huskers bring it back, a 3 away from tying. Aubrey kicks it back out. Spirich rotates it. Spirich the rebound after the miss by LaFleur. And the foul.
Spirich delivered that pass to the corner and then went and got on the offensive board. That's some great hustle by the senior. You know, Griffin and Hardy both being on the bench, kind of surprising in overtime, but Hardy had missed a couple of shots, may have just needed a blow, just a chance to catch her breath, compose herself. She passes to the wing, here's Spirich, and then she's going to just go in and get the offensive board. Watch her hustle, goes and grabs the rebound and draws the foul for a chance to go to the line. Good hustle by Spirich.
77-76. Taking care of business at the free throw line. 1-point game. Ross comes to get it, gives it right back to Lacey. 1:18 to go. Iowa State by 1 in overtime. Deadlocked at 70 at the end of regulation. Lacey gives to Medders, nearly lost it. 10 on the shot clock. Medders looking at Wieben, can't go there yet. 7 on the shot. Medders. Wieben. And Hardy with the rebound, and she'll bring it back. And Nebraska down 1, says, give me a timeout.
You know, that was pretty good defense by Nebraska on the ball screen. Kelsey Griffin had switched onto Medders, and they had the smaller player posted up inside, but good adjustment back by Nebraska to pick it up.
Timeout called here in Oklahoma City. Overtime, quarterfinal number 2. 47 seconds to go. Big 12 tournament presented by Phillips 66 with Little Red and crew around, huh? Always entertaining. We are at the Cox Convention Center in Oklahoma City. The first time OK City has hosted this event, doing an outstanding job. tonight we've got 2 more quarterfinal games coming up. Sherry Cole and Oklahoma, the co-champs, the number 2 seed, will go against rival Texas, the number 7 seed, and then Kansas and Baylor will go at it to close out the quarters. The 1 game completed. Texas A&M eliminating Colorado, and Gary Blair saying, how about a few more overtimes? Let's exhaust these teams.
Exactly.
Which one do I scout? At this moment, Nebraska has the ball, down 1, 77-76.
Doing a little analyzing. Gary Blair's always analyzing stats or something. He showed me a breakdown of some stats of a matchup that their first game with Colorado was unbelievable.
3rd overtime game in Big 12 tournament history as Bill Finley looks on. His club got up 5, and then Nebraska came charging back here in the extra session, and now a chance to take the lead. Down 1 with 44 seconds to go, 20 on the shot clock. Forward with it. Spirits.
Oh, lost it.
Runady was there to pick it off. Now Medders. Medders says, come get me.
They don't have to foul. There's still a little difference between the shot clock and the game clock, but
tie up or foul? Foul. All right, I had to wait to see. They came and wrapped up Lyndsey Medders. Tell you what, it got physical too.
Boy, on the other end, Spirich had a nice diagonal cut to the block and had a little room to operate, but just couldn't get a hand on the ball.
Medders with a season high 25 points, 6 of 6 from the line today. Drops this one. She needs to play with more confidence, don't you think?
Well, we talked about she was emotional after yesterday's game, and she just loves playing, and she loves playing for the Cyclones. She's come through in a huge way this afternoon.
Well, what you got to like is, all right, she lost that ball. That didn't stop her. Give it here. I want the last shot of the game.
Absolutely.
Ties it up, sends it into OT. And then calmly hits the 2 free throws here, and it's back to a 3-point game with Nebraska getting possession. And 26 seconds to go, and you can shut off the shot clock.
Always in this situation, it's interesting to see how coaches decide to attack this. You can go try to get a quick 2 and a foul, or you can try to use most of the clock and go for the 3.
And you also remember that Nebraska, they've got 2 timeouts going. Now here's the story for Medders. Just pass there, thinking, oh no, the foul, and then down 3, time running out, and the regulation.
Gets the nice ball screen, comes around, barely 3 with 1.7 seconds. Look at that look.
What a competitor. All right, Huskers, let's see what they like. They quickly call another timeout. Let's see what happens here. Iowa State showing man-to-man defense. Hardy being shadowed by Lacey. Now Medders on her. Obrey looking for Spirits, trying to post up. 10 seconds to go. Obrey gives to Hardy a timeout. Timeout with 7.3 to go.
It wasn't developing the way Connie Yori wanted it to. They were taking a lot of time on the shot clock, or on the game clock, obviously. And that's what you can do in that situation, is try to go all the way to the end and just hit the 3, or try to get a quick score and a foul. But now, with 7.3 seconds, you got to take a look at getting that 3-pointer.
I would agree.
You got Hardy and Grip. You got Hardy right here. Griffin low. Good defense on Hardy. She did not get the easy pass, and Obrey was just stuck in the corner, and Connie Yori calls the timeout.
You know, there was no such thing as an easy 2 or a quick 2.
That's right. There wasn't
they're
there.
thinking, all right, so you finally get that point, and then now you know, all right, I would guess that, hey, we need a 3 here.
And Chelsea Obrey is a very good 3-point shooter, but you got to think it's going to go to Kiera Hardy.
Would Iowa State foul with 7 seconds to go?
It's always a possibility.
Coaches sometimes differ on that. Hardy, 4 seconds. Hardy nearly lost it. Hardy for 3. And Iowa State wins it. Iowa State 79-76 moves on to the semifinals.
Kiera Hardy did all she could to try to create the shot. Just couldn't get it to go down. That's who you want it in the hands of, your all-time leading three-point shooter in school history.
And Nebraska, the 4 seed, is eliminated.
She came around the screen. Excellent defense by Iowa State. They were right there. Kiera Hardy freed herself up, got around the corner, but just couldn't connect. She kept the ball alive. Got a pretty good look after she got around the corner. Good initial defense there by Iowa State to make her work for it.
And Lyndsey Medders with a season high 27. Is in the semis for the 6th time in Big 12 tournament history with a 3-point overtime win over Nebraska. For Brenda Van Lang and our entire crew, Bill Land saying, once again, our final score, Iowa State 79, Nebraska 76. Coming up at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, the evening session of the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Championship quarterfinals. Texas and Oklahoma, followed by the 11th seed Kansas meeting the number 3 seed Baylor in the nightcap. Check your local listings for the games and times in your area. You've been watching coverage of Big 12 women's basketball on FSN.
Chip on FSN is brought to you by Phillips 66. Fill up today with the hard-working gas from Phillips 66. Helps clean your car's fuel injectors in just 5 tanks. Welcome back to beautiful Oklahoma City. The Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship on our semifinal number 1, 5-seed Iowa State. The co-champ Texas A&M, the number 1 seed, was set. Let's send it now to Kevin Eschenfelder.
All right, Bill, and this should be a fun matchup between these two teams. Iowa State, a team that comes in here 24-7, and this is the starting lineup for Bill Finley. Nikki Wieben, a scorer on the inside. Takara Ross, the blue-collar worker on this team. Alison Lacey, Lyndsey Medders, who we spoke about a moment ago, and the sharpshooting Megan Runavy, the senior out of Barrett, Minnesota. That's the starting lineup for Bill Finley in his 12th season. The first trip to the semifinals since 2002. A couple of outstanding coaches meeting at half court before their two teams go head-to-head here. The number 1 seed. They shared the conference championship with Oklahoma in the regular season. Marinika Tunrashe gets to start. Patrice Rudu, who really gets on the boards. Latoya Mishak, Takia Starks, and Aquanisha Franklin, the one who makes it go for Gary Blair. And what more could you say about what he has done in 4 short seasons at Texas A&M today? Named as a finalist to the Naismith National Women's Coach of the Year Award.
Well, he's done everything in building this program, and his administration deserves some credit, too, for giving him the resources he needed to turn around this program. And he has turned it around, and this is a team that plays outstanding defense. They share the basketball, and they're one of the best mid-range jump shooting teams in the country.
Well, like Brenda said, it is a winning streak that started on February 14th against this Texas A&M team, and it has been 7 straight wins for Iowa State.
For Iowa State, Kevin, they got to play through fatigue, play through contact, play through the intimidation factor on the defensive end of A&M. And then for A&M, they've got to dictate and funnel, not just defend. They've got to tell Iowa State exactly where they want them to go with their defense. And if they can do that, they will affect the number of 3-point shots that Iowa State gets.
The 5 seed in the red, the 1 seed in the gray. Texas A&M and Iowa State. Semifinal number 1 is underway here at the Cox Convention Center in Oklahoma City. Glad to have you along here on FSN tonight.
No surprise to see the zone defense to begin the game by Iowa State. Bill Finley is one of the most creative defensive minds in the basketball game on the women's side because he is so good at taking away what your strength is.
Aquanisha Franklin, back iron. Marinika Tunrashe went up and got it. And Tunrashe will shoot the 3 and bury it.
Texas A&M is going to knock down early shots. They're going to force Iowa State to take it out of the net, and they'll bring that full-court man-to-man defense.
Runavy will bring it up.
Aquanisha Franklin's assignment defensively is to try to keep Lyndsey Medders from getting the ball back.
There's a 3-pointer. And a putback and a 3-point opportunity. Nikki Wieben got loose on the offensive glass, and she'll go to the line.
You have to be able to match the intensity on the glass. Watch Wieben come from the middle of the floor right down to the rim to get that offensive rebound. It's a great read by Nikki Wieben, the 6'4" sophomore.
We're tied at 3. That foul was called on Takia Starks.
Very rarely will you see Aquanisha Franklin walk the ball up the floor. Gary Blair is looking to push to create tempo by putting some pressure on Iowa State's defense with his offense.
Tunrashe up top, going inside, Patrice Rito. And Rito gets it to go. Rito, it's a good start for her. She averages 7 points per game. Iowa State wants to push it, but a traveler's call. Pass was a little too tall for Takara Ross, and she walked.
You have to be very careful if you're Iowa State that you do not get caught up in playing that frenetic pace that A&M is going to dictate over their defense.
You can tell right now, though, what Texas A&M is doing is trying to take the ball out of Lyndsey Medders' hands.
That's Aquanisha Franklin's job. She's going to face guard her and not let her get it back.
Both times, one of these had to bring it up.
Well, part of that is because Medders is inbound in the basketball, too, so she's not an outlet. Strong
move by Mishaw, but can't finish. Gets her own, takes it up again. Still can't finish. And the rebound comes down to Nikki Weaven. Here comes Medders. Step through and a hand check is called. Aquanisha Franklin picks up the foul. Well, last time these two teams got together, that went the way of Iowa State. That one in Ames on Valentine's Day, 61-54. The 14-1 second half run that pretty much sealed the deal for Iowa State. Iowa State, this is the 15th all-time meeting between these two teams. They have dominated. They have won 12 of the previous 14 head-to-head matchups.
Well, what a fantastic job Bill Finley has done. They started out this league 1-3, Kevin. Then he kicked them out of the locker room. And when he did that, they came together. They've won 11 of their last 14. They're one of the hotter teams coming into this tournament.
7 straight and 8 out of 9.
Now you'll see a 2-3 zone. They'll change the front at the top of their zone.
Tunrashe off the glass.
Yeah, now she's good. I mean, she can shoot the 3. She's got the mid-range game. She's starting to get healthy, and the way Gary Blair can measure if she's healthy or not is by the level of intensity she plays defensively, because she's had a couple of injuries this year that she's had to play through.
Well, she missed 5 games with a foot injury. Passed it through to Weaven, and now Texas A&M is going to have to start looking at that column where they've got the team fouls, because that is already the 3rd. We haven't even played 3 minutes. That was on Rito.
Iowa State, a good free throw shooting team. You certainly don't want to put them in the bonus early.
Looking for Ross posting up inside, and now Takara Ross pushing off too strong, and she picks up the foul. Bring in Brenda Van Langen.
Kevin and Debbie, the first time these two met, there was a real foul disparity. A&M so aggressive, and the free throw difference was very significant. Iowa State 21 of 27 from the free throw line. A&M only 2 of 6, so a lot of early fouls here on A&M, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, they outscored Texas A&M by 19 from the free throw line in a game that they won by 7.
Well, tempo certainly is a factor. You know, this is going to be a half-court game. That favors Iowa State, because then Texas A&M can't turn you over in the full court and get those steals with that steal score mentality they like to play with.
Alison Lacey pulled up her dribble. Weaven up top. Look at the defensive pressure right now by A&M. Medders. Back iron, Weaven the rebound. Runavdi for 3. Pearson kept it alive, and another chance for Iowa State.
Well, it's a box out by A&M, but they're not releasing to go get the basketball.
Cross-court Runavdi got the baseline. Nice bounce pass to Weaven. She missed a shot. Got it back, and Pearson scores.
The no ball pressure allows Lyndsey Medders to skip the basketball to the other side of the floor, and that will break down A&M's defense, because then the shot goes up, then they don't get their rotations, and Iowa State gets to the glass. You've got to keep the ball on the strong side if you're Gary Blair's team.
Takia Starks for 3.
And see, Medders will inbound the basketball after made baskets, Kevin. get the best passer, and then you can get it right back to her. You don't make her have to work so hard to get open. It's a good piece of strategy by Bill Finley to save his playmaker for late in the game.
Aggies doubling up the Cyclones right now, 10-5. Alison Lacey making a move and scoring.
Yeah, very good off the bounce. Iowa State right now, good spacing, looking to attack. Putting some pressure on that A&M defense off the bounce.
Nisha, step through and scores. Her offensive game has grown by leaps and bounds.
And there's no way Nisha could have made that move last year. She would have traveled or turned it over. What a good-looking post move inside by Nisha.
I'm not sure if she could have made it in December. She has improved that much. Weaving at the other end, though, as they catch the A&M defense sleeping.
They're just running the floor harder right now. They're just working harder than A&M is. And there's Aquanisha Franklin walking the ball off the floor, which is exactly what Bill Finley wants.
Franklin for three. Flat on the shot. Fighting for the rebound. Nisha comes away with free throw line jumper. Both teams shooting it well in the early going, right at 50%.
Because A&M doesn't have anybody on the basketball out of bounds, they should have somebody back to be able to not allow Iowa State to throw over the top of that face-guarded pressure.
Medders, got the three.
Yeah, hands down on a shooter. If you weren't in the building last night, 5 for 7 outside the arc.
27 points, including the game's three-point shot that sent it into the overtime. Travel call on a Toomer show. So both teams off to very good starts here in the first semifinal of the night. 13:40 to go. The #1 seeded Aggies leading by 2. Good start for both of these clubs. First half, 13:40 to go. And Texas A&M leading early on by 2 as we take a look at this Cyclone season in review, and it pretty much all started on Valentine's Day for this club when they have reeled off 7 consecutive wins since knocking off Texas A&M at home.
I mean, look at the last line. They're 4-1 against the top 4 teams. This got a little sizzle to this resume right here, Kevin. I like it. I like it enough to think that they're going to not only be in the tournament, they're going to get a very good seed based on the way they have finished the season. Very impressive job by Bill Finley to get this team who started the Big 12 at 1-3 to where they are right now.
He threw them out of the locker room. Said they needed to reevaluate that name on the front of their jerseys and maybe appreciate it a little bit more. Heather Ezell has come into the game. Danielle Gant in for Texas A&M. That's Ezell with the basketball and Gant guarding her.
And you want to see some ball pressure? Watch Danielle Gant right here. 6th man of the year in the Big 12. Brings great energy and intensity off the bench.
That's Takara Ross working against Rito. Nisha came over, knocked it away. But Weaven got to the basketball. Runabdi for 3. And Lacey the board. Right now, the Cyclones are killing A&M on the offensive glass.
You got excellent spacing to their offense. They're using the bounce to space the floor.
Go inside to Ross. Tried to save it in. Every loose ball right now is going Iowa State's way. 5 on the shot clock. Runabdi. May have had that one blocked, but a shot clock violation nonetheless, and we'll go back over to Texas A&M.
Iowa State has gotten every 50-50 ball. If they can continue to do that with their hustle and their all-out effort, I like to call it the 3 E's right here, Kevin. Energy, enthusiasm, and execution. You got to bring some emotion. It could actually be 4 E's, but that's what I like to see Iowa State come out and play with.
So far, A&M has been the team that really hasn't crossed the T's here in this start of this game. That said, they are up by 2, and there's another turnover. Starks threw it away to go back to Iowa State.
This is where Aquanisha Franklin needs to collect everybody and be the leader that she is being asked to be. That's just a bad read. It's a terrible pass by Starks.
Pearson back on the floor for Iowa State. For 3. She'll hit it. Megan Runavere, 49th of the season.
Everything they run flares or falls back to the three-point line. It's terrific to spread the defense.
They can all shoot it. 10 players on the Iowa State roster have hit a three-pointer this season. That's amazing. Mishak traveled. 365 straight games with a three-pointer. The latest gives Iowa State the lead, 15-14. For this, the first semifinal of the night in Iowa State, its first lead of the game at 15-14.
Watch Megan Runavere run this play, okay? She's going to come right here, over here, and she's going to set one screen, then she's going to set another screen, and then she's going to flare out to the three-point line. Okay, watch the execution right here. Here's the screen, there's the back cut, okay? And she's going to set another screen right here. And then she's going to roll, look where her feet are, right behind the three-point line. Good execution, great spacing. And Bill Finley, he gives her a hug because he loves it when his shooters are knocking down open looks.
They have not had a game without a three-pointer since 1995. It's the second longest streak in the NCAA behind Cleveland State.
Kevin, you were barely shaving back in 1995.
Barely shaving now. Go inside, and Pearson, but a travel is called.
Iowa State changes the front of their zone again. Look how they'll just flatten out and knock guard outside the top of the key.
Well, they went inside, and that was the easiest hoop of the night so far for Texas A&M. Patrice Rito gets her second hoop.
Undersized on the front line is A&M, but they give outstanding effort, and they're really not a bad rebounding team. +3 on the season. And look at Aquanisha Franklin got caught at 5'3", trying to guard Rachel Pearson under the basket.
And she's going to get called for the foul, and Aquanisha Franklin just picked up number 2.
You know, how could a 5'3" player get called for a foul trying to keep a post player from getting position?
She pushed a little too hard.
Well, she's yelling at her teammates right now to make the switch. One of the bigs needed to come back and help her and make that switch and get her off the post.
So she checks out and see which Aggie will go run the point. Takia Starks or a Tunrichet. That one's off the mark, and Rito gets the rebound. So it will be Takia Starks that runs the point, with Aquanisha Franklin sitting at nearly the 10-minute mark. Starks open for 3. Hits the 3. Her second of the game. Aggies on top by 4. Run it deep. There's an offensive foul inside. And it's Lyndsey Medders who picks up the foul. Brenda Van Langen.
Well, on the A&M offensive end of the court, they are attacking this 3-2 zone. They pass the ball over and then inside. This is how you want to attack, with penetrating passes and just split right through the zone. The zone got screened inside, and they attacked it inside. That set up the outside play. Nice skip pass against the zone, and Starks hits another one. Now it's a nice balanced offensive attack by A&M, inside and out.
Well, they're finding Patrice Rito, and she is doing what she wants to do on the inside when she wants to do it. Now the Aggies putting together a run. They've scored 7 in a row after Iowa State took that 1-point lead. Runavdi tried to step through, lost it. Atunrashe running the break to Starks.
Good hands by Takia to keep the ball alive.
Rito traveled.
And Patrice Rito looks down at her feet and says, why'd you do that, feet? You got a jump stop at the top of the key.
Aggies have made 6 of their last 7 field goals to run off 7 straight points. There you see Amanda Nisleit, who comes into the game, and sitting down is Medders.
A&M showing some zone. I don't see too much of that out of Gary Blair. You talk about good defensive coaches, put Gary Blair in that category as well.
Lacey backing in and scoring.
Over the smaller Takia Starks. Iowa State is a team that blends their play off the pass and off the dribble. They've been very good so far in this game early off the bounce.
Lacey, a player that she could score the basketball. She had a 25-point game earlier this year against Kansas State. Starks, that's a tough shot. Good defense by Lacey, and Wieben gets the rebound. Now Lacey runs the point.
Hedged by Mishaw, and she gets back.
The camp is all over Runavdi. Lacey open. Rebound by Nisleit, no. And the rebound comes down to Gant.
Danielle Gant changes the game when she comes in, every time. So much emotion she plays with, and a terrific team player, selfless in her effort. Doesn't care if she scores a point. She wants to fill up the right side of the box score for her teammates.
Good pass inside Mishaw. Mishaw had it blocked, but she traveled first. Time out on the floor, 7:48 to go, and a 4-point Aggie lead. Iowa enjoying what, an 80-degree day here in Oklahoma City today?
Absolutely gorgeous.
Chamber of Commerce weather. Boy, it's been a fun couple of days here in OKC. Folks here have done it right. Men's tournament right across the street, 58 steps away.
Kevin, something Iowa State has done very well here early in the game is play the game north and south. They haven't been caught up in playing the game in the quarter court side to side, which is what Texas A&M wants. Been very impressed with the aggressive nature offensively of Iowa State with their balance inside out. You expect coming off the timeout, A&M's going to bring tremendous ball pressure. This is when you can get a backdoor look.
Lacey lays it up.
Particularly Lacey off the dribble.
She's leading the way with 6 early points for Iowa State.
And every time they make A&M take it out of the net, they can go back and set up their zone.
Starks. Inside Rito. No, look at Gant just go get the basketball and score.
She is one of the best rebounding guards in the nation. She is fantastic on the offensive boards. I'm talking about Armini Price at Ole Miss, Alexis Hornbuckle at Tennessee. A couple of great rebounding guards. Even in this league, Shaylee Lennon for Kansas State led her team in rebounding. As a point guard, it's impressive.
Runavdi takes it in, rejected out of there. Atunrashe, no on the 3. Rito just went and got it again. Lost it on the baseline, and that will go back to Iowa State.
What an incredible athletic rebound by Rito.
Well,
Quick hops.
Bill Finley is living. He thought that she came over the back, and I'm not sure. I think she just beat Runavdi to the basketball.
I did too. Medders had got a nice rest.
Off the hands of Takara Ross. Demetria Buchanan has come in for her first action here for Texas A&M. There you see Pearson back in. And Ross has a seat.
Even though Iowa State has 7 turnovers, Kevin, 6 of them are dead. 1 of them in the live. That is critical for establishing tempo. If you're going to turn it over, you can't let Texas A&M use their team speed.
Rito. And Runapty gets the rebound. Look at Canton, the defense. Wow.
Make Medders dribble 15 seconds off the clock.
Pearson. That is vintage Texas A&M defense.
In your drill, suffocating, denying one pass away. Pushing Iowa State further out. Not letting him get inside the three-point line with any penetrating pass or anything off the bounce.
Ashley Horton. Working it up and under. Couldn't get the roll. Rebound by Buchanan. Had it blocked by Weeben.
That's a tough rebound by Nikki Weeben right there.
Medders for 3.
Are you kidding me? Lyndsey Medders is having some kind of tournament.
Her second 3 of this game.
That'll take care of ball pressure for you.
They put the pressure on the defense.
Let's take a little of this.
A team is called for an offensive foul.
Well, here's the thing. You get the strong rebound by Weeben. She strips it right here, rips it away, and then look up the floor. Medders, hands down again. She's got range. Starks going to have to get up in her grill next time in transition.
They've been there all night. She just got herself open that time.
I think Danielle Gann is the toughest matchup for Medders to have to deal with because of her length and her quickness.
Runapty tried to step through. Ezell for 3. Wow.
Oh, big shot. They say it's tough to play 3 days in a row. Iowa State doesn't look like they're suffering from it.
They're showing off right now. Leading by 2, 25-23.
All the emotion, all the momentum with the Cyclones.
Look at the defense from Ezell.
And Lyndsey Medders pointed to the official, the clock got reset.
And they hit the shot at Tournament did. Bill Finley was pleading his case with Gator Parrish, the official.
Yeah, Lyndsey Medders noticed it right away and looked at Lisa Jones and said, they reset the shot clock. Now let's see what kind of poise Lyndsey Medders is going to play with right here.
Travel. Iowa State and Texas A&M going back and forth. The 3-and-1 in from Heather Ezell. Mariniki of Tournament to answer at the other end. We are tied at 25. Stay tied at 25. There's Latoya Mishaw, and standing by with one of my favorite college players is Brenda Van Langen. Brenda?
That's right. I'm right here with Larry Mishaw. They called him Mr. Mean with Phi Slamma Jamma, and he worked with Latoya this summer. They had a 4-day boot camp. Describe the 4-day boot camp that you had with Latoya to help her with her footwork.
Well, we started out 6:30 in the morning, and we were doing some offensive work, offensive skills, and then at 12 o'clock we worked on shooting and defensive moves. So this is kind of a difficult situation for her.
It's paid off all year long. She's one of the most improved players in the Big 12 Conference. And, you know, we'd like to just get your thoughts on the fact that Texas A&M won its first conference championship this year, the significance for you and your daughter.
Well, I'm very proud of A&M and my daughter. They worked very hard off season, so I am very, very happy that they're able to do the things they're capable of doing.
All right, Well, you saw 3 Final Fours in your playing day. I'm sure it's a lot of fun now to watch Latoya. Back to you, Kevin and Debbie.
All right, thank you very much. You know, Larry Mishaw, one of those guys, but man, he was a blue-collar guy, an absolute rock in the middle for Guy Lewis's team. And while Olajuwon and Drexler got a lot of the headlines, he may have been the glue that held those teams together. And you know, I've never been to an A&M game, a Latoya Mishaw play game, where Larry Mishaw was not there, ever. Gant inside, couldn't get it to go. Now, you went to NC State.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, you know, Kevin. I hated to rub a little salt, throw a little salt in the wound, man. I remember that 83 game.
So you got to hold on for dear life and hope the linebackers come and finish the play. Ashley Horton got caught for that foul. Medders short of the shot. Gant gets the rebound.
Rebound and run. Get it in transition. Iowa State not giving up any transition opportunities.
Starks, mid-range jumper, and there's Takara Ross. That's a good call. Ross firmly with 2 hands in the small of the back, got a nice little push in there. That's 2 on Takara Ross.
Horton didn't quite get all the screen on Medders, but just clipped her enough to make her go around and give Starks an open look, and good hustle on the weak side to the glass.
Aquanisha flanking. Got an open look. Ross kept it alive. Loose on the floor. And the jump ball is called. It's Iowa State basketball.
Now, Iowa State doing a nice job of matching up with shooters, going through with some cutters. See, that's the difficult thing about playing against them. They show you a zone look, and then they'll match up out of that zone, go through with cutters sometimes. They mix it up. Actually, Billy Finley, Bill's son, sits at the front of the bench, and he calls the defenses for Coach Finley, his dad.
Atun Richey gets the steal, stops. Can't pop. Takara Ross with the rebound. Cross court, Ezell wide open. Can she be 2 for 2? You bet she can.
Excellent spacing, and right now the skip pass has been very effective, and A&M is not getting out to close on shooters.
Cyclones lead by 3, 28-25. Under 2 minutes to go, first half. Rito. And right now, Iowa State turning A&M into a jump shooting team. Ross traveled. A timeout is taken now by Texas A&M. They'll make it a 30.
Big 12 Coach of the Year, Gary Blair. You already mentioned that he's a finalist for Naismith Coach of the Year. On a list with some pretty powerful names. How about Pat Summitt, Gino Auriemma, and Gail Gestencourse at Duke?
That's the high-rent district in more ways than one. Texas A&M had won 1 Big 12 conference tournament game before yesterday. That was last year when they came in as the #3 seed. Advanced to the semifinals.
They'd like to see how far they can go in the home jerseys here at the tournament. They're not used to wearing the home gear. They've been the road team all the time when they showed up here because of their seating.
Good look inside. Rito, though, couldn't get it to go. Gant just kept it alive. Comes out to Starks.
Now you're seeing some hustle out of A&M on the glass. Everything they've tried to throw to the baseline, Kevin, has come from the wing. They can't get anything down the shoot.
3-second violation. Danielle Gant and Takia Starks were both in there.
The whole Iowa State bench was helping Scott Yarborough count that one down.
One minute left. Run at the inside, Pearson. Weaven ran it down. 10 on the shot clock. Medders all the way to the hole. That'll go the other way. I think they're going to get Rachel Pearson. They do. Pearson just picked up her first.
Lyndsey Medders electing not to use screens on that play. And Bill Finley was telling her, you got to take your defender inside the screen because you can get other action off that, not just a shot for Medders.
Well, Medders will sit for the rest of this half. There's Katie Pounds, who comes in for Texas A&M. Danielle Gant will sit.
You might as well call her the field goal kicker, Kevin, because when she comes in the game,
it's all about threes.
They're going for threes.
Aquanisha Franklin run that shot clock down. There's 8 seconds difference, shot clock to game clock.
Iowa State picking up in man.
10 on the shot clock, 18 on the game clock. 5 on the shot clock. A&M's got to get a shot off quick. They don't do it. Shot clock violation will go back over to Iowa State with 7.3 seconds remaining.
It's a great job by the bench for Iowa State. They show zone, and as Franklin walks the ball up the floor, they switch their defense. Now A&M is confused. They're standing around. They've got nothing. They try to get it to their leading scorer, but they don't give it to her in a position where she can be successful. She dribbles out the clock, basically. You need to go to the basket on this, Kevin.
So Medders will come in and shoot the three, missed it, and that will do it in the first half. Both teams playing well, both teams playing hard defensively, and Bill Finley's club with a 3-point lead at the intermission. Let's go to Brenda Van Langen.
Thanks, Kevin. Gary, your team plays such great defense typically, but Iowa State has shot 50% in the first half. How are you going to be able to shut them down?
Well, we're not forcing turnovers. They're doing a great job over a 5-second offense. They melt the shot clock down, wait for a mistake, hit some timely threes, or get in. What we've got to do, they took us out of the press, just good senior ball handler and know what to do, and we gave up too much. In our transition, we screwed it up 3 out of 3 times, and then the other thing, our post players have got to score. We can't live and die by the jump shot, and we just missed 3 bunnies at the end of the half.
Yeah, and offensively, they've shown you a couple different looks. You expected that. What can you do on offense?
We ran 4 offensive. We went low stack, high stack. We wouldn't cut a game. Dribble, penetrate, split the zone instead of going east-west. Get the ball in Gant's hands a little bit more, and she's got to score. She might not be the tallest one, but at least she's got footwork.
Good luck in the second half. Thanks, Gary. Kevin?
I'm tired of those one-word answers from Gary Blair. He'll tell you what you want to know, that's for sure. Right now, though, it's Iowa State with all the answers. 28-25, they lead it. We'll take a break. This Big 12 women's semifinals. Cyclones on top. Bill Land will join us, our host, after the break. They go inside, Danielle Gant. It'll go back to Iowa State. Gant starting this second half in place of Latoya Mishaw for the Aggies.
Mishaw doesn't have any fouls either, Kevin. That's a good thing for A&M.
And Gant, maybe that's why she's starting here in the second half. A little bit of a spark.
Right, she gives him that every time she steps on the floor. Aggressive, athletic, right side of the box score kind of stuff.
Takara Ross just picked up number 3. She'll leave, and Amanda Nislight comes into the game.
A&M started out the game fouling. We thought we were going to see Iowa State in a bonus early, but they only committed 16 fouls in the first half. I don't think they were aggressive enough in dictating with their defense. They pretty much let Iowa State do whatever they want offensively.
Aquanisha Franklin, who went 0 for 3 in that first half, played only 13 minutes. Here's a Tunrichet. Tried the bounce pass inside, and Rito called for the travel.
Look at the ball pressure right here. They run the double team, they dig down, they get the rotation that they need, and they force a turnover. Bill Finley will mix it up. It will be very difficult for A&M to recognize what he does every time down the floor. He can mix it up on the shot clock, whoever's got the basketball, what side of the floor the ball is on. They're a very high IQ team.
Run at the open three. Aquanisha Franklin with the rebound.
Looking to push.
Mariniki Tunrichet. And both teams cold to start here in the second half. Nislight for 3. And she got it. Amanda Nislight hit what Bill Finley called the 2 biggest shots of her career in Iowa State's upset of Texas A&M in Ames, and hits a big 3 there. Takia Starks answers.
Instant offense.
11 for Starks.
Leads this team in scoring. 6 games he's had to play 40-plus minutes.
Another 3.
Here we go.
5 straight 3-point field goals for the Cyclones. Largest lead of the game at 6, 34-28. Can Starks answer? No. But she got it back. A Tunrichet to Rito. And that's a push inside on Megan Runeby.
You know, the first half, Gary Blair never really had anybody in the middle of that zone in the free throw line area. And he still hasn't put anybody there. That's a part of the floor that is open in the middle of that defense.
Almost a steal by Medders. She's out on a Tunrichet, call for a reach. That's 2 on Lyndsey Medders. That's a mismatch. A Tunrichet so very quick.
Iowa State in the man.
Double dribble. A&M ended that first half. They didn't score in the final 4:08 of the first half. And they went 1 for their last 12 and continue to struggle here in this second half.
They should light up when Iowa State goes to man. They should instantly know what they want to get into and attack the rim. Now A&M is switching on screens away from the ball.
Travel.
That's what you call getting out and closing on a shooter. Making Medders put the ball on the floor. Bill Finley said, shoot it before we turn it over. Another dead ball turnover.
I can see his point right now because they're shooting it so well. Last 5 field goals have been from beyond the arc. Go inside, can't. That's a tough move.
Look at that hang time. That is called making a play on the baseline.
Former Oklahoma High School Player of the Year. Led the state in scoring in 2005 and coming home and playing well tonight. Nislight call for traveling.
See, that's what you call ball pressure right there. Not just Gant, but Aquanisha Franklin took away the handoff for Lacey, helping cause that turnover. That's what you call team defense.
Franklin cross court. Starks jumps in the lane. Got the roll.
That's what I'm talking about, Kevin. Right there, off the bounce when they see the man-to-man defense. That's what A&M wants to play against. They don't want to play against that zone.
Pearson Lacey. Oh, she was ready to fire when she got the basketball.
Catch the ball in the shooting pocket, be ready to release.
She's got 9 in the game. Her first three-pointer of the contest.
Back to the zone on a made field goal. There's the middle right there that I'm talking about.
Tournament left it short. Here comes Lyndsey Medders. Lacey again. Runity. Why not? And she had it come out. That went halfway down. Takia Starks. And Runity went up and got it, and here comes Iowa State.
Nice play by Medders.
Threw it back in off the leg of Takia Starks. Everybody contributing for Bill Findley's team tonight. Alison Lacey getting into the act, knocking down a 3, and it's a 5-point lead for the Cyclones. In the second half, they are 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, and their last 6 field goals have been threes.
They haven't needed to. Watch right here. You're going to see Lacey is going to come across and set the screen right here for Nislett, who's going to get open. Watch this play develop. Ball's going to be reversed here. Here she comes down for the screen. She fakes it. Look at that screen right there. Where's the help? Nobody gets around. Wide open look for Nislett, who knocks it down. And they wouldn't need it, Kevin. Why would you need it? Okay, watch this right here. Medders is going to come down, and she's going to dribble right into the screen right here. She's going to come off the screen, draw the help, and then kick to the perimeter. Nice relocation behind the head of Takia Starks. See, if you don't go behind her head, she can recover if you stay in front. You go behind her on the relocation, they can't recover.
Like I said earlier, 10 players on this roster have hit three-pointers this season, and everybody getting into the act right now. Not one player, it's everyone, which makes it that much more difficult for the defense to key on anybody.
You know you've got to guard three-point shooters for Iowa State. You can't sell out on one particular shooter. They'll hurt you if you make a mistake.
Megan Runity.
Come on, you kidding me? Gary Blair's team is letting Iowa State do what they want to do offensively.
Right now, you can tell the three-point shooter. They're wearing a red jersey. Largest lead for Iowa State, 40-32. Tournament flat on the 3. Alison Lacey the rebound. Here comes Heather Ezell. Runity.
See how much quicker Tournament got up on Runity. You got to get in their grill right now if you're an A&M. You got to look like you want to make it to the championship game. Because I'm telling you, 3 games in 3 days, Iowa State makes me believe they're hungry to get there.
He talked about how proud he was of the way his team played in the first half. For the first 6.5 minutes of this second half, he still has to be very proud.
It's only happened one other time in the Big 12, and very few times anywhere else that a team can go 4 days and win 4 games and win the championship. Oklahoma did it in 2004.
You talk about the level of competition you have to do it in. And there is Aquanisha Franklin, her first field goal of the game.
You'd have to beat 3 ranked teams to win the championship if you're Iowa State. Auburn's done it. They had to beat 3 ranked teams with Joe Champy. Vanderbilt's done it with Melanie Balkum. Virginia Tech, Bonnie Henrikson's team, when she was at Virginia Tech, they did it.
Ezell. This one's short. Pearson tried to save it in bounds, but stepped on the baseline.
But because of the pace, Kevin, the pace of play, Iowa State hasn't had to worry about handling against a full court pressure. They haven't had to worry about running their stuff offensively. There is no dictation on the defensive end going on right now out of A&M.
Talked about it right off the top. That's what A&M does. They want to dictate to your offense what you're going to do. Iowa State has been doing all of that tonight. Katie Pounds. No, Misha the push. Who, me?
Mr. Means not looking too happy up there, is he?
.40-35.
Look at Starks now. That's denying right there. Make a big girl handle.
They hand it off to Medders. Cross court, Ezell got open. And she makes him pay.
You are kidding me.
10th three-pointer of the game for Iowa State.
Lyndsey Medders, terrific vision to see all the way across the court. The skip pass is killing A&M's defense.
Aquanisha Franklin, no. Gant the putback. Boy, A&M needed that in a bad way. That is this half that Cyclones are 5 of 8. That's the first two-point field goal attempt that Iowa State has shot this half. Misha will go to the line. This will be the second free throw attempt of the game. When we come back, 11:17 to go. Iowa State making a statement right now. They lead 43-37. Threes here tonight as Iowa State putting on a show. 43-37 as we go to Brenda Van Langen.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm with Jamie Pollard, Director of Athletics at Iowa State University, and he's got an intern on his staff. Lyndsey Medders has an internship, and I'm sure people want to know what Lyndsey is like off the court and what she's doing in that internship.
Lyndsey's really intense, hardworking. She's got a great sense of humor, and we've really enjoyed having her around administratively.
Well, and you told me earlier what she's doing administrative. What is her internship?
Well, she really wants to get into coaching, but we thought we'd give her a behind-the-scenes look at really what college athletics is all about. It'll help her be a better coach.
I've heard that she's just a rock star on campus. Talk about how she's received on campus.
She's really popular because she's seen around a lot. She goes to all the men games. You know, she just is a student that really gets involved in a lot of other things besides basketball.
Well, you wouldn't expect anything else from Lyndsey Medders. Back to you, Kevin and Debbie.
Well, Brenda, I'd like to say that she is working hard academically, but I don't think she goes to class. She just goes to the athletic department and does her internship every day and then goes to the gym and shoots jumpers.
That's all she has left. She's finished all of her classes for getting her degree. A senior from Los Angeles.
Yeah, lucky kid. How about that? How did you get to go to college and play basketball?
See, I didn't go to class when I was in college either. But
I did.
There's a little different circumstances for me.
I definitely went.
She's got them all under control and out of the way.
And I know Brenda went to class.
Oh,
she's an academic All-American, wasn't she? I think she was.
That was an academic liability. Starks up top. Pounds going inside to Gant. Wieben took it away.
Look at the pressure now. Move your feet. Be active. Affect the vision.
Ezell, can they stay this hot? And a whistle underneath, and Runabdi just picked up number 2.
Katie Pounds takes a gamble and rotates the double team the ball handler because Lacey turned her back, and that's a great time to go double. You just got to make sure you know who you're leaving when you do that.
Now let's look at this from the Texas A&M perspective. It has gone all Iowa State's way.
Right.
They have been shooting lights out from beyond the arc, and A&M is down by 2 possessions.
Exactly. So you haven't played well. You haven't been able to play the tempo that you wanted, but you're in the game.
Short on the shot from Atun Richey. Ezell open for 3. This time, back iron, and rebound comes out to Starks.
3 on 2.
Starks can't convert. Ezell, she'll challenge. No, Wieben, but it tipped out of bounds by Mishaw, so that'll stay with Iowa State.
Good hustle back by Mishaw and the all-defensive team to affect that shot. Now you play, that's good transition defense. You make them work.
The 3 straight misses for Iowa State. Franklin challenges. Look at the quickness. She goes down and will go to the free throw line.
That's first team on first team right there, coming right at you. Both guards, both point guards on the first team, all Big 12.
Now that is 3 on Lyndsey Medders.
Look at that juke.
Oh.
That is quick.
This will just be the 3rd free throw attempt of the game for A&M. There have been 3 free throw attempts in this game. Iowa State 1 for 1, and that came on the opening possession.
That's right. You know what, Kevin? 30 points for Iowa State outside the arc. 12 points inside the paint and 1 free throw. That's their 43.
One more for Franklin. 1 out of 2. Gant just ran it down. Franklin open for 3. Yes! Now the Aggies with a spring in their step. Back to within 2.
Yeah, Medders is not in the game. Bill Fenley sees the full court pressure and he immediately calls a timeout.
Megan Runavdy is down. Well, timeout on the floor, 9:20 to go. We've got a good one going in Oklahoma City. The Cyclones on top by 2. Runavdy having that ankle retaped after she tweaked it on that last possession. She was very ginger on that ankle on her way to the bench. Iowa State is absolutely shooting lights out here in the second half from beyond the arc.
It took them all of a second to get going offensively. They did a nice job of knocking down 3s off the dribble drive, reversing the basketball, the skip pass, their spacing right here. Nice pass right there by Medders. Ezell, plenty of time for the shooters. That's 5 3-pointers in the second half by Iowa State.
Well, Lyndsey Medders now will sit. She has those 3 fouls. 9:20 to go.
You can see she's not a person that fouls very often, so 3 fouls is an unusual situation for the senior All-American candidate who did make the regional Kodak list as a finalist for Kodak All-American.
Didn't even average 1 foul per game. Now it'll be interesting to see how they break the pressure.
Yeah, now I think you trap Ezell. You go right after her if you're A&M. You see if you can get her to turn it over and get in her head a little bit. This is where you can get the back door when A&M comes out and overplays.
Go inside, nice entry pass to Takara Ross. Puts it away.
Nice feed by Lacey, away from the defense, a little spin on it.
First field goal of the game for Ross, and a beautiful entry pass from Alison Lacey. Megan Runavdy will get set to check back into the game. That was the first 2-point field goal of the second half for Iowa State. Takia Starks up and over the backboard. Let's go to Brenda Van Langen.
Kevin and Debbie, Megan Runavdy just tweaked her ankle, came over, got it retaped. Both she and the trainer Denise said she's just fine. Went over, jumped up and down on it a couple of times and told Bill Fenley she was ready to go.
You bet she's ready to go. This is a senior who wants to finish the Big 12 tournament on a strong note. 6'1", and she's knocked down some threes in this game.
The Tournament out on Lacey. And a Tournament call for the push. That's 2 on a Tournament.
How much Ezell has to dribble through the possession.
8-minute mark. That's going back to Texas A&M. It went off the leg of Alison Lacey.
Not as comfortable and not in so much of a flow without Medders on the floor.
7:52 to go. Will she be back in after this timeout? Iowa State leads by 4. What a game we have had in the first semifinal of the evening with the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship. Coming up next, think she's worried? She said, if I hadn't figured it out by now, I'm not going to. Baylor and Oklahoma's Kim Mulkey relaxing before this one tonight. It's a 3 seed and 2 seed. About a half hour following this one. Brenda Van Langen, you were in on that huddle. What was going on?
Well, Bill Finley just went through a couple of quick things with Iowa State, who they need to screen in the offense, defensively to watch Starks when she goes to the left wing. Whenever she starts at the top, they know she's going left. And finally, he wants to get the ball and go. The best way to beat a pressure defense is to beat them down the court. Of course, they can't when they make the shot, but watch for them to push tempo here in the last minutes.
And that's what the Aggies want them to do, is take it out of the net. Now you're seeing a spark defensively from Texas A&M.
They've tried to bring it the last couple times, Kevin. They've got to make the court look small by being big in the passing lanes and discourage Iowa State from shooting the 3.
Medders comes back in at the 7:08 mark. Again, playing with 3 fouls. Went off of Gant. That'll stay with Iowa State.
Danielle Gant brings a work ethic and an effort on the defensive end, unlike many. She's committed to doing those kind of things, the detail things. You got to sweat out the details if you want to win a championship.
Seven-minute mark. Ezell stepped through, got it back. Medders for 3. Takara Ross took it away. They called her for a travel. They're going to call a dual possession is what happened with Runavdi and Takara Ross.
It's a bad break for Iowa State because they had the offensive board.
Well, when Ross yanked it out of there, I'm glad an arm wasn't attached to it. Look at this. Whoa. Now a Tournament going out of the game.
Starks running the baseline, wide open.
And hits, falling into her own bench.
And her teammates throw her back out there to defend.
Why not? We're tied at 45. Iowa State, their 8-point lead, a thing of the past. Medders is fouled. Aquanisha Franklin just picked up number 3.
You can sense that Lyndsey Medders wants to take over right here. This is her time to shine. She loves the end of the game situation. Plays like she doesn't have a care in the world. We talked to her before the game. She's got a couple of things written on her shoe. One of them is DVT. What'd that stand for, Kevin?
You tell me.
Don't back down.
You got it.
And she also has the Selection Monday on her shirt.
She's got the date written.
Do big things is really what it stands for. Do big things. This is where she wants to shine.
That don't back down would be fitting as well. Patrice Rito ties the game once again at 47. Back to Texas A&M. And the Aggie fans are into it.
Medders for the push-off.
That's 4 on Lyndsey Medders.
Danielle Gant affecting her rhythm, affecting her dribble.
She will sit with the 4. I thought they had just called it out of bounds on Medders here on the near side. Instead, that is now 4. She did not have a game in which she even had 3 fouls in a game this year.
You can keep her over there for 1 or 2 possessions, as long as the game stays at 1 or 2 possessions.
Gant comes flying through there, knocks it out of bounds, and it'll go back to Iowa State. But now it's going to fall on Heather Ezell to run the point for the time being. Weeben. Good move and scores. Third field goal of the game for Nikki Weeben. Iowa State back on top by 2. Offensive foul.
Starks out of control. Watch the rotation on the backside. Run of D, the senior, making a huge defensive play. Now Ezell's got a handle right here.
Looking inside. Takara Ross. How big is that basket? Everybody coming up huge for Iowa State tonight. And now the Cyclones back on top by 4. But since Medders left with that 4th foul, all Iowa State has done is outscore A&M 4-0.
Watch the downstream right here. Watch Ross is going to come up to the elbow. She does a nice job of taking her defense away, and then a cut through the lane just clips enough of the defense. Right here is a shot. Good job, a good execution. You got to be living right to get these go in, Kevin.
Ball just died on the rim and fell through with 4:23 to go. Cheering her team on, but having to sit for the time being.
The middle of the zone wide open. There's Mishoff flashing to the top.
Atunrashe back into the game. And she got hit in the nose on that last time and was attended to. Gant, no. Mishoff kept it alive. Ezell is going to get called for the foul, and Mishoff going to call that on the floor. Time out on the floor. This one has lived up to its billing. 3:56 to go. A 4-point Cyclone lead. The hospitality's been great. And the basketball has been great tonight. Oklahoma and Baylor are going to have a long way to go to live up to this one. They're coming up 30 minutes following this. The first semifinal is Iowa State leads this one by 4. Everybody get into the act tonight for Iowa State.
What a terrific job. The 5 seed taking on the 1 seed. And look at the balance offensively. Nobody in double figures. Just tremendous balance. There's a lot of three-point shooting out of that.
And Latoya Misha, 44% free throw shooter, gets the first. She'll have one more. Way off the mark, and Takara Ross gets the free throw. Let's go to Brendan Van Langen.
I just listened in on the Iowa State huddle, and Bill Finley looked up at the scoreboard, noticed A&M only has 14 fouls. He said, they have fouls to give. They're going to come after us hard. Take care of the basketball.
Great point.
And this is when you look for the back door. I've said it a couple of times coming off a timeout. You know A&M is going to come out, and they're going to be fired up and out in the passing lane, overplaying, extending, trying to turn you over. That's when you got to look to go back door.
That said, they put so much ball pressure, it's hard to find the backdoor cutter. Heather Ezell just went right to the hoop. No help came, and Heather Ezell has 11 points.
All off the bench.
And a steal. Ezell got a hand on it, and Lacey came away with it. And remember, Iowa State doing all of this right now with Lyndsey Medders sitting with 4 fouls.
Good job getting over the top of the screen by Tunishay.
Backdoor cut, there it is. You called it. And Takara Ross finished it. And now a 7-point Cyclone lead. Important right now for A&M not to push the panic button.
Right, they've got plenty of time. There's no rush here. You've got to continue to play hard defensively. Watch right here. Lacey's going to dribble over here, and then watch Takara Ross going to come up the lane and then back to the basket. It's a terrific look. She takes her defender up. Gant is ball watching. Kevin, you turn your head and you watch the ball. You go straight to the bucket if you're the offensive player.
Misha misses the front end of the 1-and-1. That last foul was called on Takara Ross, so keep an eye on her. She's got 4.
Now you want to keep them on the same side. Big fat head right there by Misha.
It's
Forcing a jump ball.
Iowa State basketball.
She jumps out and gives a big, fat, hard hedge and gets the steal.
And now Medders will come back in. Misha will sit. Rito in for A&M.
Watch this D right here. Gets off the, they switch, really. Misha making a heads-up play.
You know, to Ezell's credit, that's the first unforced error, really, that Iowa State has committed since Medders left the game. Now Medders back in for the final 2 minutes. 5 on the shot clock. Ezell's got to make something happen. Tunishay the long rebound, and here she comes, spinning to the lane. And Franklin couldn't get it to go. Bill Finley says settle it down. Less than 2 minutes left, and Aquanisha Franklin just picked up her 4th.
Here, but you need to convert that. She gets her open layup. Aquanisha Franklin usually makes those in transition.
Whistle away from the ball, and they're going to foul Takara Ross.
Well, that's just 6, Kevin, and what they're doing is just getting ready to get into the bonus should they need it. Now they call off the foul, and they play good defense. Call off the fouls for A&M. You don't want to foul now. Now you want to play good D.
Tunisay's 3rd.
Look for the traps.
It'll be the bonus from here on out for Iowa State.
Medders wants to get it right back.
They call it. Now Alison Lacey will go to the free throw line.
Bill Finley was coaching up over there on the sideline for that
he was
foul.
refereeing.
He was doing both. Coaching for the foul.
Politicking, refereeing. What a great shot.
They're both standing there with their arms around each other thinking.
Well, Alison Lacey wastes no time.
Well, that's the thing, Kevin. A&M has let Iowa State think the whole game. They've never made them react. They've let them do their thing.
79% free throw shooter, calmly makes them both. She's just a freshman. A 10-1 run for Iowa State after Texas A&M had tied the game at 47-all. Look at the defense now by Iowa State. Cross-court pass to throw it away. Antonelli got it back. 10 on the shot clock. Reno came over the top. 66 seconds remaining. The Iowa State faithful, they can feel this one. The hottest team coming into this tournament, leading 57-48. Timeout, Texas A&M.
Has Bill Finley. Got the third most wins in the Big 12. Back-to-back tournament titles in 2000 and 2001. I'm telling you, take his team and put them in a situation where they can utilize their IQ, and that's what they've been able to do all game. They have been able to have time to think. They've been able to read. You look at their tournament history, it's all about that guy right there putting it together, Bill Finley.
Champs in 2000, 2001. They're 66 seconds away from a chance to be champions yet again. Megan Runavy. An air ball.
Megan has never been a great free throw shooter in her career at Iowa State. And it's surprising, but look, she's smiling. She's going to keep it light. Teammates are going to bust her later. That's all right. Now you got to play defense.
One minute left.
You do not need the three, Kevin. You need the score.
Starks no. Weaving. Ezell. A jump ball is called. It's A&M ball. You can hear Ezell calling for the timeout. Who's going to run Chicago? We're going to find out what that is. Tried to get the timeout, but didn't do it. Holding on for dear life. After the Aggies had tied the game at 47, Iowa State has responded with a 10-1 run, and we're under a minute. Aquanisha Franklin, no. Ross the rebound.
You got a foul.
You got to foul quick.
You got to catch him with foul.
That'll do it.
3-on-1.
Ezell with the shot clock running down. It doesn't matter. Gant is fouled.
Bill Finley can't believe that one of his players fouled right there. Look at him. He's just coached another fantastic game to prep his team. And I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you, Kevin, that's a man that came to this tournament with 4 suits.
You bet he did. He's 5 seconds away from having to wear them all. 6-point game, 5 seconds left.
Lyndsey Medders' mother getting a hug. Never misses a game.
Let the celebration begin in Ames. Moves on. As Iowa State, the number 5 seed, will play for a tournament champion. Lyndsey Medders had to play for the first time in her career with 4 personal fouls. And it wasn't so much what she did, but what her teammates did when she went out. Heather Ezell was huge. Alison Lacey was huge. And Iowa State wins it 57-51. For Bill Land, Debbie Antonelli, Brenda Van Langen, our entire crew here at Oklahoma City. Kevin Eschenfelder saying once again our final score. Iowa State moving on to the championship game. Coming up next, interviews, highlights, and features as we stay here in Oklahoma City. Between games, it all leads up to semifinal number 2 as Oklahoma takes on Baylor. Check your local listings for the games and times in your area. You've been watching coverage of Big 12 women's basketball on FSN.
Oklahoma City at the Cox Convention Center, the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship. Bill Land back with you here, and what a dandy for our opener tonight as the top seed and regular season co-champ Texas A&M is bumped off by the Iowa State Cyclones, the number 5 seed, who finished in a 4th place tie with Nebraska during the regular season. So the Cyclones will move on. They await the winner of our semifinal. Then we'll have the Oklahoma Sooners, the other regular season co-champ, taking on the Baylor Lady Bears. The Baylor Lady Bears coming in as the number 3 seed in this tournament. We've got some interviews for you. We're going to send it over there now and catch you up on all the fun of winning for Iowa State.
Well, thanks a lot, Bill. Well, congratulations, Lyndsey Medders. You were all full of emotion standing here. What is your thoughts right now?
This is every player's dream. To play in this league is an honor. To now be in the Big 12 championship game, obviously we're going to face 1 or 2 very talented teams. It's an honor. It's every player's dream, and I got a little emotional at the end, and it's amazing.
You guys knew you had to take care of the basketball against A&M. Their defense didn't seem to disrupt you at all. Why were you guys so successful when so many teams have had trouble handling them?
I think it's a lot of credit. You know, I struggled obviously a bit offensively taking care of the ball, but when you're able to put, 4 or 5 people out there that can handle the pressure, handle the ball, I think, that's what helped us out a lot. Heather was able to, obviously handle the ball. Alison Lacey, Megan Runavy, I thought was very big in the beginning as far as having to handle the ball a lot. They were denying, especially our point guards, the ball a lot. So I think just the balance of attacking off the dribble really helped.
All right, Medders, one more thing. I mean, how can you be in foul trouble in a game like this? You barely foul in any games during a regular season. Quickly, what happened out there tonight?
That's just a sign of a tough defender, I think. I think that's what it is.
Okay, Lyndsey, let's get it over to Brenda, who's standing by with Alison Lacey.
Lyndsey Medders always has great lines. I am here with Alison Lacey, the freshman that went from Australia to Ames, Iowa, and she just told me if it wasn't Iowa State, she was going back home. So you knew about the tradition of Iowa State. Talk about your feelings going to the championship game.
I think we're just so excited. It's such a huge game, and our fans just helped us out so much. So pretty much just excitement.
And defensively, this Texas A&M team, very difficult, but you had 4 of 7 shooting, 11 points. Why were you able to be successful tonight?
I know A&M are great defenders, and we knew that if we wanted to win, we had to protect the basket, and pretty much everyone, if you saw our look, you were going to go. So I think that's what our strategy was, and it worked.
Defensively, you had to keep A&M out of the lane, and you switched up a lot of defenses. How do you keep track of all the defensive things you need to do?
Hey, we practice. We practice every day for 3 hours. It's pretty hard not to speak up on it. So just from practice.
Well, thank you very much, Allison. We appreciate your time. She does have that Australian accent, doesn't she, Debbie?
Thanks a lot, Brenda. Okay, Heather, Ezell, you come off the bench, you get 11 points. You guys were knocking down triples all over the place. Why were you guys so hot shooting outside the arc?
You know, we've been playing here for 2 days now. You know, I guess we kind of got lucky because we got a first game on the first day. Unlike some people, you know, we got used to the gym, we got used to the surroundings, everything like that, and our shots started to fall in this game.
Okay, Heather, when Lyndsey gets in foul trouble, you carry most of the ball handling responsibilities. You knew they were going to bring the heat. How were you able to handle their pressure?
Well, we've been preparing for it. You know, we do the same thing when we played them back at home back in February. It's kind of a mental thing. You got to prepare yourself and know that they're going to bring the pressure. And, you know, if you turn the ball over, it's going to be in front of thousands of people, and they're all going to see it. So you got to have a little pride in yourself.
Now, you know, only one other team in the Big 12 has ever played 4 days and won this tournament in 4 consecutive games. How important is it for you guys to get a day off tomorrow to get some rest?
You know, I think it's huge, but we got to realize if we weren't playing, we'd be practicing. So we got to put fatigue to the back of our minds, kind of forget about it. You know, we're playing in a championship game. We should be excited. You know, we get the day off tomorrow. We're going to rest, you know. But fatigue shouldn't be a problem. We shouldn't be thinking about it.
Well, I don't think you look tired, Heather. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. Let's get it back over to you, Bill.
All right, thanks, Debbie. Congratulations to a very happy bunch of Iowa State Cyclones, and Lyndsey Medders going in and giving her mom a hug. They are moving on to the title game. We'll be back with more between game coverage on FSN. Welcome back. Big 12 women's basketball coverage here in the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Championship Tournament. Glad to have you aboard as Iowa State taking on Texas A&M and eliminating them, and now they await the winner of Oklahoma and Baylor. It's certainly one of the happy mother doesn't miss a game, and certainly has a big part in setting things up for Lyndsey when she travels to Ames, Iowa.
Actually, I started my day in Los Angeles, and I take the red eyes. I typically love to fly at night because then I can put my 13-year-old son down to bed or do his homework or make sure he's squared away, and then my husband or younger daughter take him to school the next morning, and I get to Minneapolis usually about 6 and am able to get into Des Moines by 8:30 Wednesday night in Boulder, and last night back at my other daughter's game, and next week my husband comes to the Texas game, so we just do whatever we can possibly do to pretend that she's 10 minutes away. But we're headed up to one of my homes away from home. The Weebens have been incredible. They're our most local family in Ankeny, right on the way up from the airport.
You know, even though that they may be a long distance away, to know that we've got family local, you know, that would be here if their daughter, you know, would need anything. I think that that's the biggest thing. We've been called for car accidents, you know, fender benders, meals, advice. We're kind of just...
Got a phone call on a boyfriend last night on
a boyfriend, you know, what do we do? So anyway, I tell them we have basketball. Let's worry about the boys later, but they don't always listen to me on that.
All right, I got my glove.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you tonight. Give Lyndsey a hug and a kiss.
We're going to win.
Go Cyclones!
Go
Here we go.
Go Cyclones! Amazing! Cyclones! Where else in America would they play sports games in the grocery store? All of Lyndsey's favorites. Bananas, popcorn, mac and cheese, and of course, grapes. Just a little extra energy for the evening down in the locker room, you know? Just trying to keep the girls' heads up. That's perfect. You want to put the box set on? That's perfect. Got 14 girls. Tonight would be the 14th win. So I'm as superstitious as they come about numbers. I'm so excited. Can you tell how excited I am? I'm always excited on game day. Big time. Your favorite? Oh gosh. Do you have some favorite laundry? I told them that sometimes, you know. This is her favorite stash counter, you know.
Kind of messy right now.
Yeah. You can tell her I taught her a lot about domestic cooking, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. We're good on bananas, right? Yeah. So I was give my top banana. Thank you. So there you go. Thank you. And then we always get to do bills together.
It is. It was a sacrifice that not only I made, but the rest of my family made. So her ability to get out here, obviously my dad being able to support that as well.
He's an obstetrician gynecologist. There's about every third night he's on call.
And I don't know if she told you, he'll come out here Wednesday. So just being able to have both of them, and she comes in town. I think a lot of people have this misconception that, we usually don't see each other before games. It's she knows I kind of have like little routines and superstitions, and one of those is I spend most of game days just at Hilton. I sleep on the couches there, and just kind of giving me my own free. So usually, it's kind of a catch-22 almost, because I appreciate her coming out, but the only time we really get to see each other is usually after the games. We grab dinner together, and then.
Well, and of course, Lyndsey Medders' mother here, and she'll have a chance to see her daughter again in the championship game. Who will play Iowa State? We'll find out next when we come back. It's our second semifinal, Baylor and Oklahoma State.